Hey there, Ralph here, Ralfy Customs. Time for another vlog, mostly Milwaukee 8 frame and a little bit of another job, so let's do it. We're back on the Milwaukee 8 on the old M8, and what we've done is, as usual, we've set it up on the jig. We've got the motor set, let's get in close, look, motor set where it needs to be. What we've done here, we've took this outer primary off, so we're using this surface as a guide, so we make sure it's square that way and it's level front to back. So we put a long straight edge along it and measure both ends to make sure it's in the middle. And then we check the drive line with a rule. Normally use a piece of string, but we're in there with a long steel rule and we're moving this end side to side until it sits dead flush with the sprocket. And we've measured from this gasket, this axle plate face in 1.5 inches, because that's where it sits on the back wheel assembly that we're using. So the sprocket fucking lines up, the chain does. No, maybe it don't. Maybe I'm off the thickness of the sprocket. Yeah, I need to double check that. I might have dropped a bollock there, but we'll double check it. And then we're placing a bit of box section as usual, and the frame rails. These are just mock-ups to get a guide to see where we're at, and then we can start running the rails in proper, and the top tube's going to come down to there, and then it's going to kick down towards the rear axle position. And again, these will be like this, and they'll wobble in like I did on the Triumph frame, if you follow along on the last frame that I made. So yeah, so we're about all set. I'm just going to double check this because I'm fucking second guessing now. I'm thinking I'm the thickness of the sprocket out. Chain 1.5 inches. I'll double check that and see what's what.
Don't forget, folks, our Fuck Stock stickers are now available in our Etsy store. Link in the description below. Fuck Stock, you know it makes sense.
Right, so crisis fucking averted. We've double checked and I needed to move it over 6 mil. So basically this frame rail works out, this frame rail I can squeeze it 100 mil from the bench. Yeah, so we checked that that's straight when we put it in. This one is further in, it's 108 mil. But I don't know if the camera will pick it up. There's a casting hangs down that it hits against, and it has to go through the gap in the primaries there, look. So it's kind of through Snake Pass, which is fine, you know. But there you go. So that's dummy damming. That's got everything in place. That's got this box section where it needs to be, nice and square. Yeah, we've measured from there to the end, both sides. Make sure it's fucking square, and it is. It's less than 1 millimeter out, which is more than fucking accurate enough. So now we've worked out the front rails. Yeah, if you follow along, you'll probably understand my system. That I need 2 at 56. The bend starts at 27, and from that 27, it bends about 70 degrees. And that should come from here, along there, start at 27 from the end and bend up 70 degrees and bring us home on the headstock. So I'll get one cut. Right, we just clamped in, plenty of lube on the guides. I need to perform bend. So there's an indicator, a degree indicator that I zeroed out when I started, and we'll work our way around until we hit that 70. Yeah. I know it's more than one bite of the apple. By that I mean we can only go so far like this. That's the maximum, and that gets us about 48 degrees. But we can pull this pin and move the fucking job around like that and have another go. So that's what we'll do.
Don't forget, folks, our Fuckstock stickers are now available in our Etsy store, link in the description below. Fuckstock, you know it makes sense.
Right, that's 69 degrees. So we'll free that up. But before we do, we'll come over to our marking out. I normally do this on the other table. So 27, 69, 56. Yeah, so we know we've got 27 and then we bend it 69 degrees and the whole thing is 56 long. That's what I've just done. So we'll put a question mark because we're not sure about that angle, and we'll free the beast. We'll have this out of here. Not filming that very well, sorry. We'll fucking undo that. Oh. Come on. Like that. Pull the pin. Yeah, and have it out. And then go and offer it up. So I need 2 hands for that, you'll have to bear with. Hold on. Just stick that down here for now. Okay, with that in place, we've got a marker line 100, just as a rough guide from the bench, so we know we're parallel, and we're onto the box section at the back, and we're onto the fucking headstock at the front, and we've got a bit of clearance for this. So that is good to go. I'll take it out, I'll move it around the other side. Yeah, we'll stick it around here, like, we'll get that out, get that test piece out, and we'll check it on this side just to make sure that we're not wildly out somehow through the fucking gap. Yeah. So yeah, that misses everything as well this side and gets us where we need to be at the back there. So we'll do the other one the same, that's on the bench, and then we'll look at trimming them up to fit in here, and once we get them tacked up there and there, we'll get these front engine mounts done, I think, or get the top tube in, see how I feel, eh? Okay, with those both in place, we can see they're going to come in a bit at the top, aren't they, 1.25 inches, because this outside edge will be level with the outside of this, like. But we're going to miss everything, and it gives us scope for, not showing you very well, a fucking brace across there for the mounts, because I really want to concentrate on making this fucking strong, this frame. So next up, before we do any cutting, shutting, moulding and fucking scalloping, I'm going to mock up the backbone, the top tube. So I've worked out that's 27 inches long, which corresponds with a bend. I like a bit of synchronicity, and at 19 it needs to kick down. The last 8 inches are going to kick down about that much. So I'll get a piece, not this, too short, but I'll cut 27 inch, I'll measure 19 or 8 depending, and I'll put a cut in with a cutting saw, and I'll give it a fucking oink. I'll cold form it in the vise, and then offer it up. And what I'm looking for is it's got to come tight with the top of the headstock, run through to about here, and then it's going to dive down to the rear axle mounts. You don't have to follow the line perfectly, because the seat rails will do that job. It just needs to give it a nice flow. And I made it purposely a little bit longer, 4 inches longer than the back of this. Because again, I'm going to plate it in. I'm going to make it fucking strong. Yeah. So I'll get on and do that. Right, that's that. That's that backbone, look. 2719, bend, bend, bend. Weld, weld, weld. Fettle, fettle, fettle. So now we've got this that we can mock up, look. So that kind of sits somewhere like that. It needs a spacer under it. Maybe one of them will do it. But starting to take shape. I'm sure you'll agree. And I've gone to the liberty of tacking that in place, look. So that's that backbone tacked in place, pointing down to those rears, which I can now work out and get those cut and bent. If the camera will show it, we're running a nice true line down the centre line with a bit of string, good enough for the Romans and all that shizzle. So yeah, we're getting on. I need to look at these rear seats now. Rear seats, because not the front seats. I need to look at these seat rails now to see where the fuck they're going to go like. And so on and so forth. Righto, these seat rails then. They join the top tube backbone there, come out and come down, obviously, to these there. And the inside width is 12 inches. That'll be lovely. So we take off the backbone, which is 1.5 inches, so that's 10.5 inches, and then we half it, which gives us 5 1/4. Now, regular viewers will see this is like the fucking Da Vinci Code, this table, ain't it? So here we go. We've got a baseline, we've got 5 1/4. We're coming 10 inches to the bend, which is there, or there, wherever it fucking is, there, and we've worked out that is 30 degrees. So we've had a measure. We've cut 2 pieces 33 inches long. We're going to start a bend at 10 inches. Yeah. And we're going to bend it to 30 degrees. And here we are. Here we have one, look. So the short end sticks out. The bend goes into the big bit. And we'll see what happens. We'll do a test piece for this one. I don't want to jinx it by saying we drew a fuck up. So I won't. Righto, so we've done it, look, 30 degrees, like we said, from this mark. And it's not quite there, look. It's that little black line represents the top tube, and we need it to come nearer this side, nearer this edge, because otherwise we'll have a yawning gap, or we'll have it cocked in a little bit, which then won't correspond with that line that I'm struggling to show you, the baseline. Hey, it's all about a baseline. So we're going to give it another couple of degrees, and we'll alter that, and when we do the second one, we'll know we're on cock. And repeatability, I always put a mark where the start of this grabber, this former, I line that up with that, this line, and then I do a top line, because there's no seam in the tube, because people like seamless, although if anyone's watching that actually knows about ERW and CDS, they will know that there's fuck all in it strength-wise, so there you go. Okay, so you've joined me again after another day of bits and bobs, not all on this, but we've got the seat rails bent up, so they're good to go. They're going to go in there like that, yeah. And I'm doing this bottom differently. I normally do a dog leg here, but because this is so far back, because the engine's so fucking long, I'm normally about here where the upright goes. On a standard Harley, I'll be between the engine and the gearbox, so I'll be like here. And that'll give me more scope to get a dog leg in, so I've gone for the loop instead. It's not innovative, I've not made it up, I've not invented something. Lots of people do it this way, and I have done it that way a couple of times before. And I think for this application, once it's all tied in with the box and these rails, So these are going to be spliced in here, and you know, this box is here, and that's going to have uprights that go across to a cross member here and pick up the frame. That'll be fucking stronger than strong, yeah? We've got a rail to put in here and something to catch the head steady. And we will have, like I say, this rear upright. I was thinking of putting 2 rails in with a plate in the middle or something. Not sure. I'll get creative with that. But that is the bare bones of the frames of the frame tubes. Cut, meant and fucking kind of mocked up like. So what I can do next is start trimming them up properly. I know these need a bit off the end, and then they need shaping where they're going to join on and all the rest of it. Like I've done under here. Oh, see, so yeah. And of course these need trimming up. These need cutting off where they want to be and shaping so that they go in. And I'll get that done. And then we'll look at this upright and the mounts, front back engine mounts and the head steady. I've not got bolts for this, I'm not sure about that. See if I've got any fasteners to mock something up on that, but it's going to need something. Right, I'm going to digress now. I don't know if you're familiar with the works of Billy Eckstein. Now singing in 10 great movies. Back in the 50s, maybe? That's not what I've got this for. This is how John, who won't appear on camera, corresponds. This is an order I've got. So we have a nice note and a bit of a sketch on the inside of this LP cover. If you know what an LP is, please leave it in the comments below. There's people who don't. Anyway, what he's wanting, oh, hello, is 2 bits of, what does he say, 304 stainless or EN8. I'm thinking EN8 because I don't have 304 stainless. 20mm diameter, 12mm long with an M10 by 1.5 thread through. No problem, that's easy peasy, that's straight on the lathe. The tricky bit's this groove. He wants a groove so he can sit a tube in there and it'll centralise and then it gets welded in place. So that's what I'm going to make next. Right, I've got a bit of EN8. 25mm diameter, so I'll turn that down to 20, but I only want a short section, you know. This bit's a 12mm long, so if I cut that much off and then come 12 down to the sides, drill and tap, it will give me enough of a chunk, that bit that will be left there, it'll be enough of a chunk to hold it on the piss at 45 degrees in here and run across it with a milling cutter. That's my plan. So I'll get that cut off and you can join me at the lathe. Right, let's get this fucking show on the road. So we've cut out blank. I'm going to face it up. A bit better than that. Get it nice and true. Same time we'll zero a digital readout, yeah, and we'll take a clean up pass right there, and we'll have a good measure, see what's what. So I'm not in love with that finish, to be fair. We've got 24.27. We want 20, don't we? So I'll set me readout, hold on. Oh, X is 24.27, enter. So we want 20, so we'll get rid of 2.7 and have it down to 22, which is about there. And we'll do that for 12mm along like. Come on, baby. 8, 9, 11, 12, we've got 13. So we're well clear, and now we'll take it down straight to 20mm, which is there. all the way to the end like that. Happy days. Much better finish with a deeper cut. Like so. That's reading. I'm going to zero my readout, so I can move this back to 0 and get everything exactly the same on the other end, which is what's next. Look, so we'll do that, we'll spin that round, and we'll do exactly the same with this end. Exactly the same with this end. You can join me once I've done that. Righto, with that done, we'll run a centre drill in. Like so. We'll come in with 8.7, which is the drilling size for an M10 thread, so I'll drill that all the way through. Like fucking so. Right. Now, I'm not going to thread it and I'm not going to part it off. I'm going to go over to the milling machine and work a way of setting it up to cut that 45-degree groove. Well, 90 degree, but set it 45. I know what I mean. You'll see. Righto. Let's fuck that off. Look, what we've got is the job. Look, in a V block, perched on a parallel, just to stop things falling through. It's not actually touching it, but I've used my angle blocks. I've used a 30 and a 15. And I'm going to struggle to show you how I did it one-handed while I'm holding the camera, but they go in there. Look. Against that V block, yeah, and that lets us know, sorry I'm not filming it very well, that shows us that we're bang on 45 degrees, yeah. And now I brought the tool into play and it's right on the bottom edge of the hole, so it's just kissing metal at that. And what I'm going to do is work backwards and forwards and move the job this way until I just touch the top of the hole. Gotta be right, hasn't it? Gotta be right. Let's see if it's right. I'm not sure how well this will film. I want it forwards as well, that'd help. A bit of lube, because that's what separates us from the animals. So, we're coming this way, look. Yeah. Just like that. Just until we touch the top of the hole, which is about there. Then we'll lock off a cross feed, this way feed, and now we're nice and steady. A bit more lube. Work our way through here like this. And try not to crack it when you get to the other side. And that, my friends, is near as fuck it is to swearing. What we're after. Yeah. Okay, so we're back over at the lathe, and you know, so you can see it with that V cut. Now we can where are we? Here, look. We can look at parting these off, so I'm not happy with that turning. So I'm going to touch on there, which is there, and I'm going to go, what do they want to be, 12, which is 15 with a 3mm for the blade. So I'm going to go 15 and a bit, 15 and a quarter is there, right? That way, just lock me cross slide. That way, saddle. That way, if there's any deviation, I can face it up to length to make it bang on 12mm, can't I? So I just get that started proper, look. I'll have that off. And just come in and break the edges. Like that. And finish parting that off like so. Come on, baby. And then what I'll do the other one, obviously. Hold on, bear with. Right, what I'll do is I'll put this back in the chuck. I'll measure it, put it back in the chuck, face it off to 12mm, countersink it and tap it from this end. That way it's going to be a nice clean start on the thread, and that's how they're going to be fitted on the job, like, because the end with the V is welded. So that's that. I'll get the other one parted off and you can join me back here in a minute. So that is now fucking, it's loud, that's what it is, loud. That is now to length. So I'm going to give it a chamfer just to help the thread start, and we're going to machine tap it. Let me get me Hangstuffer's Super AI tap, super tap, yeah, pink stuff. There you go. Put a bit of the pink stuff on. Need a bit of lube, don't we? That's what separates us from the animals. And get this fucking slowly but surely offered up. Here we go. Scream if you want to go faster. So that is one thread. Nicely done. Yeah, sorted. So we'll do the same with the other one, and I'll join you back on the job sheet. So yeah, there they are. There they are, the blighters. 3. I think the bench might not be level. EN8, M10 up the bum, 12mm long with a V. V's not specified, so I've just gone square with it, like, haven't I? I've gone as deep as the hole is wide, as you saw, and I think that works rather well. So that's one job fucking done. So it just leaves me as always to thank you for watching. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. Please give me a sub. Check out all the bump in the description below, and I'll see you on the next one when we'll get this frame finished off. Yeah, big love everyone. See you soon.